part 3, we move beyond the family's account and into the independent witnesses, the people who had no reason to lie, no connection to the victim, and no knowledge of what they were about to walk into. You will hear from a neighbor who describes repeated arguments, screaming, and violent disturbances coming from Liese and Deundrea Holloway's apartment, and a construction worker who unknowingly discovered clothing and shoes stained with blood inside the dumpster near the scene, items that would later become part of this homicide investigation. If you remember correctly, in the last video, we showed, I don't know if it was the last one or the one before, we showed Holloway throwing the evidence into that very dumpster where evidence was discovered by this construction worker. The records you'll see on screen are police supplements, sworn statements, and investigative reports created in real time before anyone knew how this case would unfold. This is the point in the investigation where patterns begin to align, where what Liese's mother feared is tragically echoed by the people who heard and saw pieces of it from the outside. This video contains descriptions of domestic violence and homicide. Viewer discretion is advised. Let's continue. Following the interview with Liese Dodd's mother, the investigation began. At 13:30 hours, Holloway had been missing for over 24 hours. On Wednesday, going back to June 8th, while Dodd was at work at Nick's Pancake House in Jerseyville, she received a text or telephone call from Holloway's uncle advising that he was going to drop Holloway off and ask Dodd for the address to her apartment. He advised her that he was unsure, so she provided the address for the one-stop shop on Milton Road. In the interview with Dodd's mother, she had advised that she was talking on the telephone with Dodd on Wednesday, June 8th, 2022 at approximately 20:30 hours, as Dodd was driving from Jerseyville back to Alton. She also advised at approximately 21:06 hours on Wednesday night, she began texting Dodd in reference to the situation. We saw those text messages in the last video, but I will read them again for those who did not see the last video. There is a playlist, so I will link that in the description if you want to see the previous 2 videos in this series. The following are the text messages between her and Dodd. So, was Dre with him? Yes, he's fine. And you're okay? Yeah, he's in the car and his uncle left. So what the fuck? I'm trying to figure it out. You okay? And there was no reply to this final message on June 8th, 2022. On Thursday, June 9th of 2022, she sent another text message to Dodd that says everything okay, to which there was no reply. At 12:13, she sent you okay and again gets no reply. At 12:19, she calls her cell phone and the phone rang twice and then went to voicemail. She advised at this point she had left her residence in Jerseyville and was driving to Alton. She advised she had planned a pedicure in Alton, but due to Dodd not replying, she was going to go by the apartment to check on her. She advised at approximately 12:55 hours as she turned onto the street, it's redacted, she called Dodd's cell phone again, which went straight to voicemail. She advised she then noticed that Dodd's car, which she described as a black 2012 Kia Optima was with blacked out windows, was not at the apartment. She advised it was not uncommon for Dodd and Holloway to go drive around, but due to the lack of communication with Dodd, she continued to Dodd's apartment, went upstairs, and let herself in to make sure everything was okay. She advised she has an extra key to Dodd's apartment, and she used that key to enter the apartment. She advised when she entered the apartment, she saw a light on in the bedroom. She stated that she glanced into the bedroom, and what she saw did not immediately register her. She stated she then turned around facing the entry door to leave, at which point she realized when she looked into the bedroom, she observed bloody skin. She advised she then turned back around, went into the bedroom, and touched her belly, which was cold to touch. She advised there was a towel wrapped around her head area that looked like a turban. She advised she thought she could possibly do CPR, therefore she removed the towel and observed her daughter's head was missing. She advised she immediately got up and dialed 911. She advised that Dodd is approximately 7 months pregnant. The child was not Holloway's. She also advised Holloway was aware the child was not his and appeared to be okay with that. She advised Holloway even took part in the gender reveal party they previously had. During the interview, she showed me a Facebook profile photograph of a black male she identified, Deundrea Holloway. Think I got it right, Pam? Yes, I've been pronouncing his name incorrectly, and I was corrected by my friend who called me and told me I am pronouncing that name wrong. So, it's Deundrea. She also showed me a Facebook profile picture of Dodd. She also showed me the text communication she was having with Dodd, which was previously mentioned. It should be noted, as I scrolled through the text communication between her and Dodd, I observed the following text messages from Dodd to redacted. I broke a razor down and cut my leg because I told him I was just going to kill myself. I photographed the Facebook images and text conversations showed me during this interview. Those photographs were later downloaded to a disk tagged as evidence and secured in the evidence locker number 6. I subsequently showed her a still image from surveillance video footage that was captured at the apartment building. The photograph depicted a white female and a black male entering the main door of the apartment. She subsequently identified the white female as her daughter, Dodd, and the black male as Holloway. It should be noted that the still image shown to her was from when Dodd and Holloway returned to the apartment the night of his incident. A copy of this still image is attached to this supplement. I asked her if she knew where Holloway may have gone. She advised she did not know, but she believed his mother lives in Litchfield or Hillsborough area, and he has a grandmother that lives in Royal Lakes. She stated she does not know the names of these individuals or the exact location where they live. At the conclusion of this interview, I escorted her to the waiting area of the Criminal Investigation Division. Any further information will be documented in the supplemental report. At approximately 13:45 hours on the above date and time, I drafted a complaint for a search warrant. A search warrant and an affidavit to reference to the residence of redacted. The search warrant was based on information received during this investigation. The search warrant was reviewed by Assistant State's Attorney Mary Pat Carl. I then appeared in front of the Honorable Judge Schroeder, who signed the search warrant on today's date, 15:35 hours. On the above date and approximate time, I interviewed the following subject in reference to her knowledge and involvement in this incident. She provided me with an oral statement as to her knowledge and involvement in the incident. The documentation of this interview is a summation of my interpretation of the interview. For specific quotes, questions, or statements referenced to the digital recording, the audio-video footage obtained during this interview was recorded onto a DVD and later tagged as evidence and secured in the evidence locker number 6.
So I'm just going to shut this just for kind of privacy kind of thing. So if you need a glass of water, bathroom break, or you're just plain ready to leave, you let me know, and we'll get you back out of here. I know we talked briefly up on scene. My name is Detective Brenner. You can just call me Brian. Part of the reason that we bring you down here is these rooms are audio and video recorded. I don't know if I explained that or not, but that's just so if I get a question later, I can just kind of go back and watch this. I don't need to keep calling and asking you something you already answered. And then we just like that so that, down the road, if somebody else asks a question, they can't try to say, that I put in my report, you said something you didn't say, kind of thing. So let me just start with some real basic information. I know I kind of got some of that on scene, but just like to get that on video so everybody's on the same page there. What was your last name again? It was What's your middle initial on this? And your birthday? And that was and what's a good phone number for you? Alrighty, so the house you live in is just like a single family house, right? It's not an apartment or anything?
It is a apartment. There's people that live upstairs from me.
Okay.
Their entrance is You go around the back, you go up the steps.
Okay, so it's two totally separate ones, there's not like a doorway that goes from yours to theirs or anything?
No.
Okay. And so, I'm sure you've heard by now, one of the neighbors that lives in the apartment complex, died last night. And so, we're just trying to talk to any of the neighbors to see, if anybody saw anything, heard anything, knows of anybody that she was having problems with, or seen anybody suspicious in the area, any vehicles, just anything like that that might be helpful. And so even if it's something that maybe at the time you didn't think was kind of weird, but now looking back, like, well, I haven't seen that car before, I've seen that person, so just anything that you could think of, feel free to throw it out.
I know, I don't know them personally. I can honestly say I'm not entirely sure if I've spoken to them very much. I might have said hi. But I know, the lady that was there earlier in the silver, Cherokee. I've seen her there before outside with the lady and, assuming her boyfriend. I've seen them outside before talking and stuff. So I know when that car pulls up that, she's there for them. But I've not seen really too much of anybody else to come over, to visit them that I know of. I mean, I'm not just sitting there glued to the window watching or
Right.
anything, but
Well, and there's 4 apartments over in that building, so.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been there for 2 years, so I pretty much know, the cars that are actually there all the time.
Sure.
So when I see a different car, I'm like, okay, well, who are they there for? And just watching out, just because, I do have kids and I want to make sure that, there's nothing crazy going on. Or,
Sure.
nobody's just, pulled up outside doing anything in a car or
Right.
anything like that. So I know that there's the white car, there's 2 black cars that are out there, and then the silver Cherokee comes over every now and again to visit with the girl and the guy. But the only person I've actually seen her have any problems with or argue and fight is her boyfriend. I know there was one time where he was trying to pull her out of the car, and all I heard was her screaming, "Get off of me, get off of me." So I opened up my door, and I can't remember exactly what he said when I opened up the door, but he was looking at me, and I was like, well, if you guys keep putting your hands on each other, because I don't know what the situation is, but if you keep putting your hands on each other, I will call the police and I will call the landlord. And he let her go. He was trying to close the door, but her foot was still out of the door. And he was trying to close it, trying to make her get out of the car, but trying to close the door on her foot. And then he just went ahead and got on the passenger side and got in the car. And then a few minutes later, the landlord pulled up. And I was sitting there looking out the window when the landlord pulled up, and he looked at the house and he was just shaking his head. Like, honestly, I didn't call the landlord. I didn't call
Right.
him. He just so happened to, pop up to do work or whatever he was doing over there that day. But that's the only person I've ever seen her argue or fight with.
So roughly how long ago was that, the whole argument in the car kind of thing?
Not entirely sure. I want to say maybe a couple weeks to a month ago.
Okay.
So maybe like 3 weeks to a month. I know it's been a little while.
Okay. Now, was that out like in front of the apartment building, or was that kind of parking area behind it?
No, it was the one in front of the building where,
Kind of where the road basically just stops?
yeah, it was
Okay.
right there. That's where they all parked their cars at.
Yeah, I guess the parking behind, is that really for like your house?
Yeah, the tenants that live upstairs, and I have a parking spot
Okay.
back there as well.
Now when is it Lisa? Is that the girl that you're talking about?
I don't know her
Or you're not
name.
even sure of their name?
No,
Okay.
I don't know either one of their names.
Okay. Is she white girl or black girl? The one you're talking about?
White.
Okay. And then her boyfriend, is he white,
He's
black?
black.
He's, just roughly how old do you think he is?
I would have to say somewhere in his 20s. He doesn't look really that old.
Obviously, you're not just like staring at them and focusing at them every day when they come and go, but is there anything about this particular, so just because we don't know names, anything about the particular individual that you believe to be your boyfriend, as far as like, did he have like, shaved bald head? Did he kind of have a fro? Did he have, long hair?
The one that was with her, the white lady, her boyfriend was black. He had dreads though. Facial features, I don't think he has a beard or anything. Not that I've recognized.
How long would you say his dreads are, just roughly?
Shoulder length, maybe a little bit longer.
Okay. Have you seen him at all since then?
I was trying to think about it earlier. When's the last time I saw the car out there? It could have been sometime yesterday or maybe Wednesday. Cause I take my son to the bus at about 7:15. We leave out, we walk to the corner, or I drive to the corner, and then at about 12, about 12:20, 12:25, I'll walk back down and go pick him up. And today I don't remember seeing the car out there at all. And my boyfriend said that he didn't see the car out, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
He didn't see the car when he pulled up, when he got off work. He gets off work at like 3:15, 3:30 in the morning. So he'll pull up about 3:45, 4 o'clock. And he said that he didn't see the car out there this morning.
Okay.
I know I saw them this week getting in, coming and going. I just can't remember exactly which day.
And so as far as just like recently seeing the neighbor's boyfriend, does he still have like roughly that shoulder length dread hairstyle?
The last time I saw him, yes.
Okay, and you don't remember any kind of facial hair necessarily, like no mustache, no beard, goatee?
Not really. He not want to stand still. So, I know when they're arguing and stuff and they're outside, I look out the window. I try to pay attention a little bit just in case anything happens.
Mm-hmm.
I can, call the police if I need to, let them know, hey, I see him put his hands on her or something
Sure,
like that.
sure.
But I'm not going to pay too much attention. He doesn't stand still long enough for you to be able to look at him. He's always moves so fast, for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't think he has any facial features. It didn't look like he had a mustache or a beard.
Okay.
But I've never seen him, close up.
Sure.
So that part I don't know. But I know he has dreads about shoulder length.
Remember seeing like any tattoos or anything?
Not really.
Nothing that stuck out to you?
No, I mean, he seemed crazy to me. And I know crazy because my ex-fiance, he used to punch himself in the face and stuff when he got pissed off.
Mm.
And I saw him do that before. He would sit over the building that's across the street. He would sit on a little ledge and I would see him punching himself in the head.
Really?
I know crazy when I see it. So, I tried to stay away from them as much as possible. Just, keep our distance. I don't know you, you don't know me. Just neighbors. I know there was a time where they were arguing. It seemed like every other day they were arguing and fighting.
Is it something that would like carry outside, or was it something you heard up in their apartment?
I typically didn't hear anything. I can't hear anything from my house in their apartment, so it was always outside. And either they were pulling up and they were arguing, or they come outside and they sit in the car and they're arguing, screaming and yelling. And sometimes it bothers me because either they're doing it really early in the morning when, my kids are home and could be watching it, or late at night when, you guys are slamming doors and yelling and screaming, you can wake up my kids. And,
Sure.
my son, it's really hard to get back to sleep when he wakes up. So I don't like, I try to pay attention, but I have not called the landlord on him because he had put in the camera before they moved in. So anything that's going on, and I know for a fact, if they're yelling and screaming like this outside, I know their neighbors inside are hearing it, are most likely calling them. So it doesn't need 10 people calling them about the same thing.
Sure.
So I've not called the landlord about them, but I don't know. It seemed like they were arguing every other day for a while. And then they seemed good. You wouldn't hear them argue or anything. And then, man, arguing and fighting again. It just seemed like there was something that they did all the time.
So did it seem like it was fairly normal for them? Like that was just kind of how the relationship was?
Yeah. I guess, the one in particular time where he was trying to pull her out of the car, he was yelling and screaming because he was like, I didn't even get to smoke. I'm thinking like, I know a lot of people that smoke weed, but never saw them get mad because they
Right.
haven't smoked.
Right.
So what do you mean you didn't get to smoke? That's just what I was thinking in my head, 'cause I've never seen anybody, so pissed off about not being able to smoke.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know them personally. Um, they can't have been there that long. Um, I don't know. They've not been there. I don't even think it's been close to a year yet. They haven't been there very long because there's also another couple that lives there, or another lady that moved in. So I've been there 2 years, so I pretty much know who's coming and going from over there.
Sure.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's a little warm in here, sorry about that.
Oh, yeah.
It's either hot or it's freezing cold. We can
I'd
never
rather
keep
it be
these-
hot.
Yeah, we can never keep these rooms pretty comfortable. So you mentioned, 2 to 4 weeks ago when they had that argument in that car where he was trying to drag her out. Do you remember what kind of car, what color car?
It was a black car. I don't know what make or model it was. I don't know that much about cars, but I know it was a 4-door black car.
Ford, okay. So it was a car, not an SUV or a truck.
Yeah, it was a
Okay.
car. I know because I can tell the difference between their car and the other couple that lives there, because their gas tank, thing, it doesn't go back in place all the way, so it's kind of like poked
Okay,
out.
okay.
So I always know the difference between, if it's them or if it's the other couple that, are parked there. I make sure, I try to make sure who's, the people that's living there is the cars that live there.
Sure.
Just make sure there's, not just random people, because we do have a bunch of homeless people walking through the alley and
Mhm.
stuff, and they'll sit across the street and all that, so. I know, you're not supposed to be there, you're not supposed to be there, but I don't know
That-
all of their company, but.
That's all right. Sounds like you got a pretty good idea of what's going on around you though.
I'll
So.
see a different car every now and again, but really it's just usually the people that actually live there.
Sure.
They just pull up, they come and go, so maybe you go see your company, you like your own space at home.
Yeah.
I know that's how I am. We don't get very much company at all.
The gray Jeep that you said would occasionally come over and like visit them. Well, you said was that one that was up there today?
Yes, it's parked outside. Well, when we left, it was parked out there. And the lady that, I believe it is her vehicle, if I'm not mistaken, but I do remember seeing her and them outside talking on more than one occasion, so I know that she would come over for them. She wasn't over there for any of them, so, I wouldn't get too worried if I saw her vehicle just, sitting out there, but, I don't know. I don't know if it's her mom or sister, or I believe it's some type of relative, because, she would come over, when they first moved in, she would come over kind of often, like helping them move stuff in and stuff like that, getting settled and all that.
Mhm.
But I know that she was there for them, and when I saw her crying, I knew it had been something about her. And then she told me that
Yeah, today?
yeah.
Okay.
And when I was standing in the doorway and she turned around, she looked at us and she was like, "You fucking killed her." And I don't know what to say. I don't know how to respond to that.
Sure.
Um, I don't know. It made my heart break because I thought she looked pregnant. I never really could tell. And then a couple weeks ago, I saw her come outside and get in the car, and it just seemed like her belly had got bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "Babe, do you think she's pregnant or, just, gained weight?" He was like, "It looks like she's pregnant."
Mm.
It's like, well, she's got to be pretty far along for her belly to be sticking out like that. But I
Right.
never asked her anything if she was pregnant, so I don't really know. It just looked like she was. And something to happen to her, it breaks my heart that she was pregnant, if so. You just see things on TV all the time, but you never know it's going to be right next to her.
Yeah.
And it bothers me that, I have 2 kids, and anything could happen. I'm trying to find somewhere for them to go tonight, just in case, for whatever reason, whoever did this comes back,
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure that my kids are somewhere safe. I'm
Sure.
comfortable with them being outside of the home for the night.
Yeah.
So I don't feel comfortable with leaving them at home. I don't feel comfortable being at home right now because I've been there 2 years and nothing like this has ever happened. had the not fire marshals, had the U.S. Marshals swarm the yard one day for somebody next door, but that was like during my first year of living there. I don't know what happened with that. They came, swarmed the house, and then they, about an hour or so later, they left. So I don't know what that was all about, but 'cause I've never, it's not something that happens over there. You know, my kids are usually outside playing in the yard freely and very nice.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, this, I mean, you kind of got your little nook back there where it's not like a lot of houses or anything, so it's kind of
Not a
quiet.
lot of
It's just
traffic
tucked back in
either.
there, yeah.
So, you know, when they're playing and stuff and they go down into the gravel, I know that, you know, I don't have to worry about too many cars coming back and forth through here.
Yeah.
So it's very unsettling.
Oh, sure. No, I can imagine. I've never had anything, you know, like this happen right next to my house, so I can only imagine, you know, how unsettling that would be and make you nervous for sure. I mean, definitely, I mean, if you see anything suspicious, whatever, whether it's, you know, cars or people, whatever, down in that area, because, you know, like you said, there's not a lot of reason for people just to go down there if they're not going to the house. I mean, you can always call us, we'll be happy to check it out. But, yeah, generally speaking, we don't have a lot of problems, you know, from that area or even from that apartment building.
I don't know, I hardly ever see anything. I think I might have saw, I don't know, maybe a month ago, month and a half, saw some cops over at One Stop parking lot. Don't know why they were over there. I didn't want to go outside to find out. I'm gonna stay right here and look out my window.
Yep.
And, yeah, it's just stuff like this does not, you never think that it's gonna be right next door. And it really does freak me out.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. And, I hope you guys figure out exactly what happened and get that all situated as much as possible. Cause
We got a lot of guys working on it right now, so we're hitting a lot of different people, a lot of different things. So I mean, we're making a lot of progress for as early as we are. So I mean, I don't want to tell you we're going to have this thing, you know, solved by tonight, but I mean, we're going to be spending as much time as necessary. You know, because something like this, we want to make, you know, lots of reasons. One, we'll make sure the neighbors feel safe. And, you know, two, we want to be able to get some answers for the family. Which is why, you know, even though you didn't see or hear anything specific to this, we still want to take the time to talk to everybody, because you might have just a little something that helps us get wrapped up just that much quicker, you know, and you know, through that tragic event like this, that's the one positive thing we can do is go talk to the family and say, hey, we got the person that did this, they're not gonna hurt anybody else. You know, that's just that little bit of positive that'll come out of it. So, you know, we're gonna do everything that we can to make that happen as soon as we can. Is there anybody else that you can think of that, like you've seen her argue with, or that you know she might have problems with, or anybody, you know, any other suspicious people or vehicles you've seen out there in the last week or so? Anything stick out?
you know, there was a red car parked out there last week. I think they were there for the other couple because I seen the other couple's boyfriend come out to the car with them.
Okay.
So, and they're kind of, she was a white woman with a black dude, and the other couple was a black woman with a white dude. So
Okay.
I know them apart pretty much. So, that's the only car that I've ever seen out there, but I've saw that car out there more than one time,
Okay.
and always with the other couple's boyfriend that will go out. I guess that was his friends or something, but other than that, over the past week or so, I haven't seen any other cars that I've noticed. Usually in the house, if we're not outside playing, I'm usually in the house, so, but I've not seen any other cars. It's usually just the cars that are there. And that's usually just the three different vehicles. And then occasionally, the one family member, the Cherokee, that'll come over every now and then. And then that's pretty much about it. No, nobody comes down that road unless you're coming over there.
Right.
And I haven't had company in a while either. It's usually just either my cousin or my sister that comes over, and I haven't had any company for a while. They usually park right down in the front of the yard, so.
Okay. Then you said your boyfriend gets off work, he had to get home till like 3:45. Were you home overnight?
Yes.
Okay, you remember hearing or seeing anything that seemed suspicious out of the ordinary? Noises, anything at all overnight?
I feed my kids about 6 to 6:30. I feed them 7 o'clock. They take their baths. It's like clockwork. He's autistic, so everything is like clockwork
Sure.
with us. 7 o'clock, they get baths, bed. By 8 o'clock, it's quiet in the house.
Mm.
So, only thing going in the house is TV.
Sure.
And I sat in the living room for a while, maybe about an hour or so. I didn't hear anything going on outside, and then I moved to my bedroom and cleaning up, doing laundry in there. I want to say I went to sleep about 11:30, 11:45, somewhere in between there. I didn't hear anything because I know the window of my bedroom is facing their building.
Okay.
So I didn't hear any, yelling or screaming or arguing or anything. And,
Okay. Well, I think that's about all the questions that I got. Unless you got any questions or anything.
no, I'm just hoping you guys figure out exactly what happened.
Yeah, like I said, we're going to do our best to make that happen as soon as we can. But I definitely don't like telling people we're going to have this, wrapped up by the end of business day kind of thing.
It doesn't go that way.
Yeah,
It's a
in
process.
an hour-long TV show, unfortunately, they always get it wrapped up by the end of the episode, so we'll take as much time as it takes, so that's something that, when something unfortunate like this happens, we drop everything else and we make sure
And
we
a
focus
lot of
on
times
this.
it takes time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't rush through a lot of things. So.
Gotta make sure that we get it done right, but we will absolutely do our best there. Well, I'll go ahead and walk you back down. If you think of anything, after you leave your words later today, tomorrow, feel free to call down and just say, hey, I just had a little something else I just wanted to throw out to you guys. Feel free to do that. Is your boyfriend downstairs or
Yes,
on the
he's
car?
in the car with
Okay,
kids.
perfect. Well, then we'll go down and grab him. We'll let you go out there and hang out with the kids, and we'll just chat with him for a few minutes.
I think today's a blizzard day.
Oh, it's always a blizzard day. That sounds like a good idea every day.
We were supposed to do it last week and we got busy doing other things. Like, okay, we'll do it another time.
Yep.
Today's the perfect day.
I think, with all the commotion from the kids.
There was another interview with a male neighbor. I did not receive the recording of this interview. I'm not sure why, but I have gone back and requested and continued to request updates and more videos. And this one, I just could not get from them. So I'm going to read the summation on this one. In summary, he stated that he and his girlfriend, redacted, live at redacted, and they have lived there since August of 2021. He stated in February or March of 2022, a male and female moved into Dodd's apartment across the hall from their apartment. He identified the residents as Dre and Liese. He described Dre as a black male, approximately 21, 22 years old, with dreadlocks, facial hair, and being approximately 6 foot to 6'1". He described Liese as a white female with blonde hair and blue eyes, approximately 21 to 22 years old. He stated he knew Liese was pregnant, and she has been pregnant since they moved in. He stated he and Dre have hung out a few times in the past at his apartment, but he's never been inside of Dre or Liese's apartment. He stated Dre and Liese would have verbal arguments almost daily. He stated during one incident, he knew Liese threw a bottle of water at Dre, at which time he called their landlord, who then called the police to report the incident. He stated he would frequently see Dre and Liese have arguments inside Liese's car while it was parked in front of the residence. He described Liese's car as a newer black sedan that was similar to Ford Focus that had a white sticker on the back right corner of the windshield. He stated on June 8th, he left the resident approximately 22 hours to pick redacted up from work in Wood River. He stated he returned to the resident approximately 23:35 to 22:40. He stated that Liese's car was parked in front of the residence at this time. He stated when he walked upstairs to their apartment, he observed the door to Dre and Lisa's apartment to be cracked. He stated approximately 10 minutes later, he heard banging coming from Dre and Lisa's apartment. He stated he then heard Dre screaming for approximately 5 to 10 minutes. He stated he knew it was Dre based on it being a masculine scream. He stated approximately 3 minutes after the screaming stopped, he again heard several loud bangs, which sounded like something hitting against something else. He stated approximately 10 minutes later, he heard one of the interior doors inside the apartment building open, and he heard the exterior of the apartment building open, at which time he believed someone exited the building. He stated he did not hear any vehicles leave at this time. He stated he and Stone then went to bed between midnight and 30 minutes after midnight. He stated he woke up on today's date at approximately 7:30 hours and left for work at approximately 7:55. He stated when he left the residence this morning, Lisa's vehicle was not parked in front of the residence. He stated he got home from work on today's date at 11:45 and noon, and Lisa's car was still not at the residence. He stated a short time after he arrived home, he and I'm assuming his girlfriend sat inside his white Chevy HHR, which was parked in front of the residence. He stated a short time later, Lisa's mother arrived at the apartment building and she went upstairs to Lisa's apartment. He stated a short time later, he heard Lisa's mother on the phone with police saying she's dead. He stated he then called his landlord and told him what was happening, at which time he and Redacted left the area and went to his grandmother's residence at Redacted. He stated approximately 20 minutes later, his father arrived at his grandmother's residence, and his father told him to go to the police station to provide a statement. He stated a short time later, his landlord called him and told him to come back to the scene, at which time he was contacted by the police at the residence. He stated the last time he saw Dre was on June 7th at approximately 1800 hours. He stated he and his cousin, Redacted, drove Dre to an unknown location off Highway 367 in St. Louis, Missouri. He stated when he dropped Dre off, Dre had a notebook and a pencil, but he was unsure what Dre was doing. He stated the last time he saw Lisa was on June 6th. In the evening, he stated Dre and Lisa were fighting inside their vehicle at this time. He stated he has never seen Dre or Lisa involved in a physical altercation, but he believes they have been in several physical altercations based on what he can hear coming from their apartment. He had no further pertinent information to provide, at which time the interview was ended. Any further information will be documented in a supplemental report. On the above date, I responded to the scene to begin assisting with this investigation. Upon arrival, I contacted Lieutenant McCrae, who requested I assist in securing and maintaining a perimeter at the scene. While doing so, I observed a large red construction dumpster near the rear of 1118 Milton Road, and observed two black males removing construction material from the residence and placing them in the dumpster. I observed the dumpster to be approximately 20 feet in length with approximately 7 to 8 foot sides. I made my way over to the dumpster to inquire with the men if they had seen or heard anything of any evidential value. At this time, Lieutenant McCrae requested I remain at the entrance of the dumpster securing the additional crime scene, as it was now believed that evidence from this incident was inside the dumpster. As I was securing the dumpster, I was contacted by two men that were working on 1118 Milton Road. They identified themselves as Redacted and Redacted. They stated they were unaware of what had occurred at the residence. They stated they were simply hired to begin demolition on the interior of 1118 Milton Road and had arrived this morning at approximately 8:45. At approximately 14:38, I interviewed the following subject in reference to his knowledge and involvement in this incident. Here is that interview.
All right. Just give me 1 second. If you want, you're welcome to smoke that. You want an ashtray?
Yeah, are you smoking it?
Oh. Oh, okay. Sorry, there's a kid next door. We'll wait.
Oh, okay.
Appreciate it. I'll be here in a minute. All right, Rodney. I'll make sure I got my keys so we don't get locked in. All righty. So, just so you're aware, I gotta tell everybody whenever they come into my room that this room is audio and video recorded. You okay with that? All right. You are not in any trouble. I don't believe that you really have anything to do with this. We just want to go through everything from start to finish. Okay. So let me grab some info from you real quick. Today's date is 6/9 of 22, and the time is 3:55 p.m. or 15:55. All right. First thing. And your date of birth. Good deal. What's a good address for you, sir? And what's a good phone number for you, sir? Good deal. Good deal. All right. So you want to go through kind of what you saw, what you did, what happened today?
Okay, this is what happened.
FC for me.
Okay. Okay, I came to work.
Mm-hmm.
All right. First day on the job.
Oh, yeah.
So start busting down drywall on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bringing out the house. So I'm coming out. So my first 5 bales that I take out, I take them to the dumpster. So when I took them to the dumpster, there's a lot of clothes and shit in there, all stowed all over, fucking laundry basket, and there was that tote, and there was a couple pair of shoes. There was shoes with some slipper shoes too. Slipper shoes.
Okay.
They was red. They had blood on them. The shoes I had blood on them.
Okay.
So I seen them. Them was the best one. I didn't want the fucking slippers. I wanted the shoes to use for work. You know what I'm saying? Because they brand new, like, they look good shoes. I said, well, shit. Somebody must have, hurt themselves on his job or something, because the job was already rehab when I got in there. It was doing. I thought maybe somebody cut themselves and then one had blood on little specks of blood on them.
Sure.
So I picked up the shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to sweep the stuff to the back of the dumpster. So when I swept the stuff to the back of the dumpster, there was a knife hanging down there and it had blood on it.
Okay.
So I picked the motherfucker up and threw it in the pile. I thought nothing of it. Put the drywall over it. When they have the next girls covered it up. Got the shoes, took the shoes. I told him, I said, hey man, there was some shoes, but they got little specks of blood on it. I said, I'm keeping these motherfuckers. Man, throw that shit over in the damn thing. I said, no, I'm keeping these motherfuckers, wiping the blood. I'm wearing these bad bitch work shoes.
Every good shoe,
You take the
right?
same thing what I told him. And so I just grabbed the shoes, grabbed one of the shirts out the, was laying in the barrel.
Sure.
It's covered up because I went to shit on my hand, you know what I'm saying? It was dry blood,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And shit. that was it. I took the shoes, put them inside the house, and kept continuing on.
Mm-hmm.
So we later on down the thing, about 4 or 5 hours later, I said, "Are you guys coming in?" Then I said, "Oh, you go down to that house down there." I said, what the fuck did happen? So the old man came.
Who's the old man?
He's the next door neighbor to the building we're working on.
Oh,
They told him to get back. They told him to back up, don't go down, because he was nosy too.
Mm.
So I was going to walk down there with him to see what was happening.
Sure.
The old white man, he said, well, I don't know. Then we started asking what we was doing to the house and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So we were divination. He said, yeah, I'm glad, but this house has been empty for about 10 years.
Okay.
So I thought nothing of it, and the ambulance pulled up. That was it.
Okay.
You know, then you guys came later on. That's what happened. So I had to give up the goods, the shoes.
Sure.
You know, that was it. That was
Did you
it.
did you know did you put 2 and 2 together at that point? That,
What you mean?
that the shoes were probably involved with why we were there?
Yeah, that's when I said, yeah, I said, damn, shoes, but I didn't know what that. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I don't want to get in part of that.
No, I get
You know what I'm
it. I
saying?
get it completely. So here's kind of what I kind of want to get with. What time did you get there this morning?
We got there about 8:45.
Picked you up?
Yeah.
You guys both rode together?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys got there about 8:45?
Yeah.
Okay. It's about 8:45.
Then the boss man came. I guess that was his boss
Do you know who
man.
the boss man
That's
is?
the first time I met him.
Is
He
he a white
said
guy,
his name
black
was
guy?
something. He gave me his name. I gave him my name. I said my name was. You know, I'm.
No, I got
You know,
you.
first time I met him.
Is he a white guy, black guy?
White guy.
Pretty older?
Yeah.
Okay.
Drives a black truck.
Okay.
Cool.
No big deal. The black truck, you said?
Black Ford pickup.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
So
So,
the girl that's how I met him, because I needed a barrel for the drywall.
oh, the wheelbarrow.
Yeah, wheelbarrow. Yeah. I never put nothing in it yet.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So,
I got you. I got you. Okay. Can you describe the clothing? I mean, was it?
there was some clothing in there, like baby clothes.
Mm-hmm.
There was, like I said, it had the sandals, the red sandals. There was some black shoes. There was
Hang on, you're going a little fast for me, okay?
black shoes, black pants. They all look like female shit. For real though. Male shit too.
Female and male clothes?
Yeah.
Okay.
A pair of blue jeans, I noticed it was like, they had rips in them. I picked them up. I soaked them in the water. The barrel had a puddle in them.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to step in there and get my shoes wet.
Sure.
And they little puddle in the barrel. And they was some, they had 2 rips on them like this.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I know. Shit, I threw them in there in the corner with it.
Sure. So there were some blue jeans in
And some
there.
other shit, a whole bunch of variety of shit in there. I didn't go through it.
Okay.
You know.
No, you're fine. So what all, was there a lot of blood? Was there a little bit of blood?
Yeah,
Was
like,
it dry
I
blood?
wasn't paying attention to all the drop. Well, it was, like I said, the barrel was wet.
Okay. The wheelbarrow was?
No, the dumpster.
Oh, the dumpster was.
Yeah, the
Okay.
dumpster.
Keep saying barrel. That's
Yeah, I was back on the barrel, you know what I'm saying? But the dumpster was wet
okay.
at the bottom. So the shoes was stuck right there, you know what I'm saying? So everything might have been moist down there. I be still down there moist.
How much drywall did you guys put into?
Oh, man, we put
If you had to guess.
If I had to guess, man, we put about a whole room and a half and a ceiling, half the ceiling with the drywall.
Half of a ceiling?
Yeah,
So
I said,
probably
I wouldn't know.
how many wheelbarrows worth do you think?
Barrels, no. Garbage cans?
Yeah.
Said about 10.
10? Wow.
10.
Okay. And that's how many you've dumped in
Yeah.
there since that?
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. Was there anything, because this is your first day on the job?
Yeah, man.
Other than the clothing that was in the dumpster and the
Right.
basket
Right,
and that one gray tote,
right.
was there anything else inside the dumpster? Was there other construction materials, like maybe from the day before, or was it completely empty?
Nope, it was empty with clothes and shit.
So only clothes were in there,
Yeah.
no other construction material?
No other shit.
Okay. Okay. Did you see any, so that you said that you didn't really notice a lot of blood, it was just the like little specks of stuff on stuff?
Yeah, like, shit. I don't know, man. I wasn't really paying no type of attention to that shit.
No, I got it.
You know what I'm saying?
Was it dark or was it light out whenever you saw the stuff this morning?
It was this morning. I like,
It was light out? Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. I'm just trying to make sure trying to put the picture to everything. Okay.
nice and sunny.
Sunny.
Yeah.
Okay. Was with you guys the whole time whenever you guys were
Yeah.
out there?
And Aaron saw the shoes and the clothing and all that stuff
Yeah,
too.
he seen that too. He seen when I grabbed the fucking shoes too.
Okay.
He told me to put the shit back. I ain't putting the shit back. I'm gonna put
Right.
the bad babies over where these some bitches.
Right,
You
right.
know,
I
I'm
got
just
you.
paying attention to no fucking
So
blood.
let me ask you this. So we have, right now, just from what I saw, we have the basket in the corner, right?
Okay, the white basket.
Hang on, so I got white basket in the corner, right? And then there's some miscellaneous clothing and stuff like
Another
that.
corner.
Where would the knife be if
The knife would be in the middle.
right in the
Right
middle?
there, right in the middle, right up in there. Right there, just laying down in the motherfucking water. It was just laying in the motherfucker.
Sure.
Right there.
What,
I can show you. I can draw the knife. I'm gonna show you.
sure,
It
absolutely.
would look just like this. And it was a kitchen knife.
Oh, okay.
Like that knife.
Yeah.
Like just like this. This is what the knife looked like. Look like this. Come down like this. Comes down like
You can
this.
set this stuff down on the side if you want to.
Comes down like that.
Okay.
That short, with teeth on that motherfucker.
So like a paring knife,
Like with teeth on it, like you cut meat.
like serrated.
Yeah,
Okay.
like that. That's what the knife looked like. Just
Was
like
the
this.
handle longer than the
Wood.
blade, or was the?
No, it was short, about like this. Yeah, like that. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it looked like.
Was it
Wood.
brown wood, or was it like
Brown
a black
wood.
handle? Or
Brown wood.
brown.
Yep. Yeah, like something like that, or maybe something like this. Shit like that.
Okay.
The knife looked like.
Okay, cool. And it was.
Oh, it looked like that.
So you say about this? How long is this? This is probably
A regular fucking, about like that pen.
about like the
Yeah,
pen.
like that.
Okay. So maybe about 5 or 6 inches
No, the
long.
blade was this way. And the handle was like right there. That's how much it was.
Okay, so maybe about 5, 6, 7 inches, something
Yeah,
like that.
something like that.
Okay. All right, cool. And when you picked up the knife, did you pick it up by the blade? Did you pick it up by the handle?
Picked it up by the blade, I mean by the handle.
By the handle.
Do that motherfucker.
I got you.
There's oh shit, blood on it. Fuck that.
I got you.
Do it in the fucking
Was it,
top.
when you say there was blood on it, was the blood on the handle? Was it on the blade? Was it covered in it?
Well,
Was
I
it dripping?
it was
You know
on
what
the
I mean?
blade.
It was on the blade?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the real important part, okay? So when you picked up the knife, right? See how this knife is, did you
Right.
pick it up like this?
Yep, just like that.
Or did you pick it up like this?
No, I picked it up like that.
Just like, kind of like,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, and threw it?
Slung that motherfucker. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
At first, it looked like you can cut some fish with the motherfucker. That's why I thought somebody might have cut some fish with the motherfucker and just threw it in the motherfucker.
Sure.
You know,
Sure, I got you.
what I thought. That was the first man. And then somebody threw some cut fish and shit, throw the shit in there, but I wasn't thinking. You
Sure.
see no fish scales
Hey,
and things like that.
I get it.
So
I get
that
it.
shit happened.
Was there
I
any,
got to thinking. I said, oh shit, it's blood in fucking dumpster. That's when I got to thinking, I said, oh shit, I better not tell them something, because they might got them bring me down just like you doing.
yeah, it's not
So I'm
big deal.
trying to be honest.
No, I appreciate it. Like I
That's
said,
all.
the most important thing is to make sure that anything that, I don't want to find out later that there's something that contradicts what you're telling me,
All right.
I believe that you're telling the truth to me, you know what I mean? Like, so, is there anything, so when you got there this morning, did you guys see anything else that was
Nope,
going
it was
on?
dead as a motherfucker. It was dead.
Dead quiet?
It was dead quiet.
Okay.
Well, it was more than us. And then the people across the street, they was jamming music. They was open.
What, you mean people across the street?
Across people in the
Yeah.
building, yeah, they was jamming music. But shit, a white truck there, but I wasn't paying attention. We listened to the music through the house,
Oh, yeah,
across the street.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
That was it.
okay.
And they was there before we got there.
I got you.
You know.
I got you. All right. And so you and Aaron were there together the whole time? Did he leave at any point?
Yeah, he left.
When did he,
He had to get some material for the house.
what time did he leave, do you think, if you had to guess?
I guess about, shit, I guess he left about 11:30.
11:30?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what time did he return?
He returned like, shit, I wasn't paying no fucking attention. About more than 30 minutes, about 12.
Oh, okay.
About 12, yeah.
Did you guys stop and go somewhere for lunch or anything like
No,
that?
I had lunch right there. I went to lunch over there at the store over there.
Oh, okay. Did you eat together or?
No, I went by myself. I walked across to the plaza.
Oh, I got you. Okay. All right. All right, so let me make sure that I'm going through everything with you and make sure that you tell me if I forgot something, okay? That's what I like to do with people.
All right.
So you got there about 8:45 this morning,
Right.
started, looking at the job site, started looking at the stuff, introduce yourself to the big boss man,
Yeah.
that type of thing. You went into the dumpster and found clothing that is baby clothes, female and male clothes, adult clothing,
Right.
some red sandals, right?
Right.
Black shoes,
Black shoes.
white shoes,
Female shoes look like they were female shoes.
both, well, black and white,
The red shoes look like a male shoe.
the slippers.
Yeah.
Okay,
Now the black shoes look like female shoes.
okay, cool.
Then you had another pair of all green lime shoes. I wanted them motherfuckers, but they was too bright lime. So I put them
Lime
motherfuckers
green
back.
shoes.
Yeah. I put them motherfuckers back. I seen no nice white ones.
Sure.
So I said, fuck them lime
Now,
green shoes.
Did
I take
all
these
of the
motherfuckers.
clothing have blood on it, or just the shoes?
Like I said, I wasn't paying no attention to shit.
Okay.
I just paid attention to fucking shoes. Then I ran into that fucking knife.
Was the knife? Let me ask you this: was the knife wrapped up in anything?
No,
was
it was
buried or
just sitting
trapped
on it. It was just sitting on the dumpster floor.
on the dumpster floor?
He's sitting on there.
And it was sitting in water. You said.
Yeah, a little bit of water and a little bit of metal.
Okay.
Metal, like in the ditch type shit.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And then you said there was some jeans and other
A whole
pants.
bunch of clothes, baby clothes, and all that other shit.
Gotcha. Lime green shoes. Okay. And the lime green and the black shoes looked like they
There
were
was lime and black shoes. There was lime green and black.
So those are the same types of shoes that you're talking about.
Yeah, they're in one color.
Oh, okay. I got
Yeah.
you. So it wasn't two different pairs of shoes. It was
No.
lime green and black shoes.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. And those were both the same shoe,
Yeah.
and they looked like they were female. And then
The black shoes look like it was female. Black shoes look like it was female. The black shoes.
Uh-huh.
Okay, the lime green shoes looked like they was male shoes. I'm pretty sure. I know they was male shoes. So I tried to grab them. I said, no, them motherfuckers too bright. Wouldn't look good at them bitches.
A little bit too
Yeah.
crazy for you.
So I took the white ones.
I gotcha. And
I didn't go through the other shit. I didn't fuck with that. I just scooped that up in a pile.
Right.
To make room
Sure.
for the drywall.
No, I got it completely. Okay. And then you said you put about 10 cans of drywall, so about half that ceiling in there in that
Yeah.
living room,
Before I covered that,
and then just dumped it in there
Yeah.
on top of that.
before you stopped us, we put more on after you stopped.
Sure. I got you. And then you said you were working with full time
Yeah,
and left at about 11:30, came back about 12
yeah,
to get some material, right?
yeah.
What was he getting? Do you remember?
No, he said he'd be right back on this material. I said, okay. He said, just finish off scraping the drywall off the floor, dump it. That's what I did.
And you were hired by.
Yeah.
Okay. Good deal. Is there anything that you can think of that I've forgotten to ask you?
That was it.
Anything else that you may have touched or moved or any of those types of
Nothing
things?
else.
Okay. No guns, grenades.
No, hell
Nothing
no.
like that inside the dumpster.
The
No
red
other-
is still in that motherfucker.
Well, that's
I ain't
what,
moving
that's,
no
so
clothes.
what I'm asking you, is there anything else that's gonna surprise us when we go in the dumpster? Like, like if we start moving stuff around, is there, I don't know, like anything?
That's the only thing I can say was all them fucking clothes, that basket, and that tuffle.
Sure.
That's
And
the
how
only
did you,
thing.
and you said you had moved them into a pile at the back?
Yeah, in the back.
How did you move them? With a broom, with your
Push
hands,
broom.
with your shovel, push broom?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I think that's it. I think that's it. I'm gonna step out for 1 second, okay? Just make sure that I didn't forget anything. And then we're gonna take you back over to the job site,
All
okay?
right.
You can sit, just hang out for 1 second.
Yeah, bro, hang out
Right here.
Okay.
I'll be right back, Larry. Okay?
Let's see if my keys will work for me today.
Just 1 second.
What makes this part of the case especially difficult is not just what was found, but who found it. A neighbor who heard the chaos through shared walls. a worker doing his job who never expected to encounter evidence of a violent death. Ordinary people unknowingly stepping into the aftermath of something horrific. When you place their statements alongside the mother's interview, the picture becomes clearer and more devastating. If you did not see the video of her mother's interview, it is in the playlist. Please go watch it. It's heartbreaking. This was not an isolated moment. This was an escalation. Liese Dodd was 7 months pregnant. She had documented history of domestic violence, and multiple people, independent of one another, described warning signs that were impossible to ignore once everything was laid out. Cases like this force us to confront our uncomfortable truth. Domestic violence often happens in plain sight, and yet it remains hidden until it's too late. If you are watching this and you recognize these patterns in your own life or someone else's, please know that help exists. Here are some resources for you. In the next part of this series, we will continue examining the investigation, tracking Holloway's movements, the physical evidence, and the legal steps that follow. Thank you for staying with this case. Thank you for bearing witness. And thank you for helping keep Liese's story from being reduced to a headline. He did end up pleading guilty in this case, so there is no trial. This is our only source of examining the evidence together. Thank you for watching. Before you go, please take a moment to like, share, and leave a comment. It really helps push the story out to a wider audience. The more engagement a video gets, the more the platform recommends it. And cases like this deserve to be seen, heard, and not forgotten. Your interaction doesn't just help the channel, it helps make sure victim stories aren't buried.
I just want to say thank you. Nothing more, no play. I appreciate